Then I came out of that, and then I thought to myself, there's got to be some money to be made on the internet. So I ended up, of all things, selling the product on eBay, which was beehives.
Okay, Andy, thank you for joining me today on FitPro University and one of our interviews with one of our trainers and their experience in the interview. How are you today?
Very good, mate. Very good. Yeah.
Good.
Raring to go.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's get this going. So, Andy, just tell me where you are right now with your business.
With my business, I do 3 days a week, and I work at a health club. I initiated that 18 months ago to get myself, in the business, back in the business, and really get a part of it. Progressing on from that, I've got my website going for the social media, getting clients from my website, but also by being in the health club 3 days a week and picking up clients as well. And it's going well.
Perfect. And is the health club the only thing you do, or do you do any other forms of training?
No, outside training. I've got my own private clients, which come from my website, and getting referrals from clients that I get.
Perfect. So is this training people in the parks or at their houses, or both?
Yes, yeah, in the park this year, obviously, because it's been a fantastic weather, and from their home, their park, they can come to the health club. So they've got 3 choices.
Brilliant. And the clients you're training in the health clubs, are they already members, or are they people you brought into the club?
No, they're a mixture of both. I can take clients there and train them. They don't have to be a member of the club, or I pick clients up at the club as well. So it's a win-win situation.
Perfect. And how have you got the clients that you train outside?
That would be through my website.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you still use Google quite a lot to
Yeah. Google would definitely be what the majority of my clients contacting me through.
That's quite interesting to hear, because a lot of I know social media is massive now, but a lot of trainers forget the basics of a website in Google. What made you grab a website?
Well, grab a website is first of all, with the website, I just wanted to do it for myself and put some blogging information on there. And this is a good couple of years ago. Obviously, I didn't know how it all worked a couple of years ago. Social media probably wasn't as big as it is now. And I've spent quite a bit of money trying to find out how to make money from the website, and lost a bit of money through going down, for example, Yale, Google AdWords, lots of things that haven't worked out for me. But then I've come back to Google itself, and I'm doing okay with an SEO guy. He's quite a young guy who's been in the business, and he's got hold of my site, and it seems to have done okay from the Google side of it.
And on your website, is it just a static site, or do you have different pages and blogs as well?
Yeah, there's different pages and blogs. Yeah.
Perfect. And do you blog regularly now?
No. I did a lot of blogging, and that was back in the day. I didn't really understand it too much, and obviously I've gone. Well, I shouldn't say obviously, but locally, people don't exactly. I don't know. They're not really after blogs. Obviously, they're looking at the personal trainer Coventry, and I come on page 1 when I was on page 7. They're not really looking for blogs. If you're going to blog, I think, for information, it begins to think when you're more regional, when you're more national, I suppose.
Okay.
I mean, it's good content, and it's all from my experience. So it is good, but you can send someone to the site and you've got material that you've actually written, which is from your own experience, which is I've got quite a lot of experience for many decades now, I might say.
Is that what you find sort of sells the best, rather than talking about, say, studies or information? Do you find that when you blog, if you talk about how you found a certain diet or how you found certain exercises, and sort of any struggles you've had, do you find that gives you the better results in terms of, you know, the content you can put together?
I don't think I base it from that. It's just I started doing it exactly how I felt and how it worked for me, and how I'm still doing it now. You know, at my age, and it's just straight from the heart. It's all how it works for me, and try to pass some stuff out there because there's great big internet out there. There's a lot of BS out there. There's a lot of good stuff, but yeah, I'm still doing it. At 55 next month, so. Yeah, it's just a true version of, I think, what works and has worked for me.
Perfect. And so how did you get into the industry? How long have you been involved now?
I suppose I've been involved about 3 years, really, yeah.
Okay.
I've always worked out, and people have always said you should have, you know, done this job, you should be a PT, you should be doing something to do with physical fitness. But I've always trained and fascinated by it from the age of 18. And to this day, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm looking at different things. I'm looking at how the body moves. Yeah, so it's a passion.
Perfect. And what were you doing previous to the industry?
Well, it depends how far you want me to go back. But okay, 2008, I was working in the car industry.
Yeah.
And I came out of that, and then I thought to myself, there's got to be some money to be made on the internet. So I ended up, of all things, selling the product on eBay, which was beehives. Which even to this day, when I think about it, it's quite strange. But
how did you get to beehives? From the
there was software. There's software on eBay, and you can find out what's current and what sells.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something. I wanted to actually do something environmentally friendly. There's no more environmentally friendly than, you know, setting up, doing this kind of thing that bees want to live in, you know, to the world, to the earth. It's nice and green. So I did that for like 7 years, and I actually did a little flat pack and instructions, and they went all over the country. And
you designed all this?
Pardon?
You designed the beehive? Well,
I didn't design it. I designed the flat pack because I was selling them whole. There's a lot of pieces to it, and I was getting a lot of damage, and it took me a while to figure it all out, as in how to package it properly, because it's getting damaged around the truck and delivery. So then I thought, why don't I do a flat pack with some instructions so people could have all the bits and build them themselves? And then what happened was the Chinese beat me down on price, and that was the end of that business. But towards the end of it, that's when I started getting my website together and decided to, you know, come into personal training, and that was the next step in my journey, really. Which was
so what made you get into personal training? You say you've always been active yourself. What made you actually want to do the next step, which is, you know, to go and pass that on to other people?
Well, to this day, I can stand in many gyms and look around and see 70-80% of stuff that's wrong. Even with the personal trainers that have just come into a gym or just been trained, and I can just stand there and look and see. And I just thought, well, if I can make a bit of an effort, you know, in a bit of a change with my information, and obviously I enjoy it. You know, it's something that I live and breathe, and it's a lifestyle that I live, and I will continue to live. So why not have a job out of it as well?
So do you see kind of training clients though? So you see this is more now as a hobby rather than a job?
Oh, no, it's a job. No, you've got to keep up with social media, and the next thing is online training. It's all got to be done. Yeah, it's all got to be structured, and it's most definitely a business. Massively, I've learned time management. You have to get your time management right, or you end up wasting a lot of time. And I've got some clients that are like 45 minutes away to go and train one person. Well, initially there's 3 or 4 of them now, so 45 minutes to go and train 3 or 4 people at the same time is worth my time and money. To go and do that for one person, where maybe at the beginning people are like, just do anything to get that one client, and you travel for 45 minutes, train them for an hour, come back, and you've lost 1 hour and a half of your time to train one person. So I didn't want to do that. There's many things I don't want to do. that's why I'm working at the health club. You know, I could have gone into many of the clubs, and I think they do 15 hours to nothing and pick up their clients. That wasn't for me. So the health club, which is in a lovely surroundings, and it's a nice place to work. So choices and decisions are very much how I think up my business.
Perfect. So if we look at your, let's divide them into two. Okay. So if we look at your home training and your park training, how do you get the majority of your clients for that?
Yeah, again, that's true. That would be through Google.
Through Google. And you say you're sort of training friends. So do you get any referrals, or is it predominantly just?
Yeah. Well, mostly all the time.
There's predominantly referrals as well. You get.
Yeah, and also at the health club as well. I don't particularly promote myself in the health club, but for instance, for example, I'm training a Pilates teacher who's just passed me on to two other clients, which is really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so within the health club, how many other trainers are in there?
There would be 5 of us.
5. So one of the biggest complaints I get, from new personal trainers is they're going to go into a gym and there might be like 5, 10 other personal trainers. How do you personally make yourself stand out from the other trainers?
I kind of take a bit of a back step there, really. They're a lot younger than me and are pushing a bit more for it. And therefore, I talk to a lot of them and they say, because I don't do the group sessions there, I don't do the spin and the box fit and some other stuff that they do there as well. And they asked me, well, why don't you do that? And I said, that's not what I do. I teach one-to-one. My speciality is weight loss and nutrition. So then they become interested.
And is there any form of advertising within the gym that you guys can do?
We've got a board up. Yeah, there's a board of each of us up there, and we're on the website as well for the actual health club, but not massively. I mean, they do take a bit of a cut.
Yeah.
Which is not a massive cut. But I've been there 18 months now, and I suppose it's like building up trust. People get to see you all the time, and I suppose I'm not really pushing myself too much, but you get chatting to people, they get trust you. You guide them towards your website. They have a read, they have a look at you. A lot of people sometimes don't know how fit I look because I'm, don't probably look as fit as I do like a normal guy. And then they go on my website and go, wow, I didn't realise that you're in that great a shape. So I'm not walking around with a tight t-shirt on,
You're not wearing a vest.
Yeah, as I say, I'm 55 next month, and so yeah, it's about what's underneath the hood, so to speak.
Yeah, and who do you probably train, male or females, or is it a mixture of both?
It's a mixture of both. Yeah. I get on with I get on with females and males. From my youngest client is 20, from my oldest client is 64.
And with the clients that you're training, what sort of problems do you have with the clients? What are their major sort of stumbling blocks to them not getting the results before they come to you?
The major stumbling blocks for most people, right? And I start off with it and I ask it is, what are you eating? I can teach them all the exercises. They can go and find all the stuff online. There's a million, do this, do that, do the other. But it all starts with what you put in your body and how you want to eat.
And when you're kind of training those guys there and they're struggling with nutrition, what are they doing wrong? Predominantly, what's the most common mistake?
The common mistake, from my point of view, is their portion control, is how much they eat.
And how do you manage to adjust this or change this for them?
Well, I spell it out. I tell them this is the force. This is, I think an example of a lady that I went to a few months ago who was telling me how well she ate, and then I said, okay, let's start in the kitchen. And she said, what do you mean? I said, go and show me, this porridge that you're having. So she goes to the kitchen, gets a mug of porridge, puts it in the bowl. And I said, right, let's count out how many tablespoonfuls of porridge in there. So there were 8. So I said, how many do you think I have? So she said, about the same, a bit more. And I said, maximum 3. And she was like, what? I said, yeah. I said, yes, there's some stuff mixed in with that, a bit of flax seed, a bit of blueberries. And, I've got my own breakfast that's worked for me for many years, half an avocado with that, a couple of poached eggs. But, yeah, carbohydrates, too much. She'd been training with different trainers and never been told this before. So, yeah, that's an example of the people in there. She was eating well, the food was good. Yeah, the whole thing she told me, but portion control and the amount of stuff she was eating was just too much.
That's quite common. A lot of people think, because something's sort of or considered healthy, that the volume they have just doesn't really matter.
They don't understand it until someone points it out to them. They really don't understand it. This woman was convinced that everything was right, and I hadn't even thought about it. Nobody had even told her portion control. And I walked away from. I didn't actually PT her, but yeah, she definitely was going to have less carbs when I left her.
Yeah, and then with the people in the gym, okay, so you've got your clients in the gym, so they're training with you, say 1, 2, or 3 times a week. Do you offer anything else for them? In terms of do you give them anything around the training you do in terms of any other programs, or do you kind of let them do their own thing outside of this?
No, I always mainly tell them outside of what I do, which is a lot of toning exercises, quite high reps, 12 to 15, and I say if they're doing it a couple of times a week with me, maybe in between they should be doing the cardio, because high intensity stuff, which they do with me, it's enough. They don't need to do many more weights if they're doing 2 sessions with me. So I say go and do some cardio, and if you're doing 2 sessions with me, that's going to be enough. There's another thing about people, they overtrain. They train for too long.
Did you find that's a big stumbling block? So I know from my own experiences, when you've taken people on in the gym and they want to come and see you like 5 days a week.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
How do you manage that?
I just use myself as an example and say, I don't train any more than personally an hour. Usually when I've trained someone for an hour, they won't want to do anything more, and I say, see how you feel tomorrow, you're probably going to want to rest. And they'll say, oh, what about if I want to come and do? And I said, well, come and do some cardio. I said, usually just, the rest, sleep, listen to your body, involved in it, which is very hard for people to adjust their minds, because, their habits and decisions, what people make, very hard for them to change right away. You battle against it.
How do you cope with that? Because I know, from talking with other trainers as well, and like I said, from my own experience, the workouts are normally okay. Nutrition can normally take a little bit longer, but it's there, like you say, the emotional side of things, which tends to hold a lot of people back. How do you cope with stuff like that? If they are struggling, or if work gets in the way, or social lives gets in the way, or some people struggle because they don't feel like they're good enough, to lose that particular weight or something, because if you imagine for someone who's lost weight, who's tried tons and tons of diets, and they've come to see you, and their previous experiences, if diets don't work, for example, how do you cope with dealing with people like that?
Yeah, as I say, people are we're all individually different, and there's all different personalities, and everyone's got their own story. And most clients, you can get quite close to them, and you get the story, and you just have to. I just have to say that if you buy into the plan with me, if we have a plan, the old analogy, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time. Everything takes time. Invest in yourself. You invest in your job. You invest in making money for your house, your car. Now's the time to invest in yourself. And if you listen to me, and the experience that I've got, you know, I can get you to have a great, fit, strong body. The other thing is that, say, well, a lot of clients, they want to have, say, like a six pack or whatever, and I say, don't even forget about the six pack. Just, this is a certain people. Just have a fit, strong body with good nutrition, and then if you want to take it a step further, then we look at, you know, taking it to that level, because obviously that level is totally and utterly lifestyle, and you have to cut too many things out. So it's, you know, it's having a good, trying to get them to have a good balanced life of exercise and food.
And with working within the health club, how how do you say to people, okay, right, you joined the gym, you've got all this equipment, an instructor may have given them a program, but that's actually not good enough. You need to come and work with me. How do you kind of how can you draw members in? Because essentially, you know, we both know that having a personal trainer will probably get them the results they want. But how can you put that across to the member? You know, to say like you're only halfway there, kind of thing.
Well, I talk to a few people, and a lot of people come to my place. I haven't got a plan. Yeah. So I'll be talking to them on a reception desk sometimes, and I say, well, "What are you going to do up there?" And I can tell most of them really don't know what they're going to do. They're going to go up there and do their bit of running, jump on a few machines, and then I tell pretty quickly, like, if they're interested and they listen to you, they think, yeah, you know, you'd be better off having an hour with me, at least an hour, for me to show you what's beneficial, what you're going to get in that gym upstairs, because I can tell you now that most of it you're doing is going to be wrong. And they kind of look at me and think about it, and then some people will come back to me and they'll say, well, I haven't been making any gains, or nothing's been going on. Can you come up and, you know, give me an hour? And then sometimes it progresses on to a lot longer.
It's true, isn't it? Okay, let me move away from the gym and move on to your social media. What social media platforms are you using?
Well, I'm on Instagram.
Yeah.
I've got what 750 followers. They're all kind of genuine followers, I suppose. I haven't bought any. Links to the site. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I've concentrated mainly on putting my stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, at my age, maybe LinkedIn in the future will be the other one. YouTube I looked at, but it's massive. It's a thing that I think maybe I put myself off it. I don't know that you have to do videos all the time. You always have to, get it going. I've only got so much time. I did consider going on to YouTube because it would be the next progression, because I do videos and I do put them on Instagram. Saying that, Instagram seems to be at the moment the social media platform that's really, really popular, which people are turning to from Facebook. And if you like, more people that would never have used Instagram now are going on Instagram and using it. You know, older people are using it and getting used to it. But yeah, predominantly Instagram at the moment, and probably in the future LinkedIn. I looked at Facebook ads again, another rabbit hole. Do I do this? What's the kind of money? And so yeah, there's a lot to think about out there.
And with regards to Instagram, what sort of content are you putting up there?
The content is basically, there's me, some exercises, there's me looking fit, making my holidays. It's a good example as well that people who go from my website can actually see the genuine me and say, oh yeah, that guy's not only knows what he's talking about, you know, he walks the walk.
Are you quite personal on your social media, so you know they can get an insight into you and your family and you know what your sort of day-to-day looks like, or is it all predominantly based around?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. There's photographs of me in the garden messing around with my grandkids, and the photograph recently of me in the park on my bike. Admittedly, I've got a top on, but again, you know, I'm in the park, you know, so yeah, it's who I am. I think you get a taste of who I am. I think if anything was to happen to me tomorrow, I'd probably say it'd be a good representation of who Andy Wilkinson Fitness is that guy on Instagram. So there's a lot of positive things I put on there, and anything I put on there, I really think about. I wouldn't just put anything on there, any sayings or anything. I have to really believe them, or you know, stuff that's close to my heart.
And how are you sort of getting clients off Instagram?
I wouldn't say if I'll be honest, that too many clients off Instagram, because I'm doing local SEO within my area.
Yeah.
The next movement for me is going to be online training, and then that's a different ball game, because obviously online reaches out wherever, doesn't it? Internationally, you know, locally. So that's my next step.
What's made you kind of think it's online? It's a big thing at the moment, isn't it? Online training. What's made you think?
It is a big thing. It's a natural progression for me, and I believe if I get it right, I believe it will serve me well. So I'm right at the beginning about it. I'm still going to understand a lot about it. But I believe maybe as well, if it's set up well, it gives me more time, more freedom, and to work with a lot of people who want some really, really truthful information. You know, from all the experience that I've learned, and little, you know.
We'll have to do a follow-up. See how you're getting on with your online training. We can do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing at the moment, online training. Have you thought about the demographic? Let's talk about online training for a bit. Have you thought about the demographics you're going to be working with online? And sort of who you want to help?
Everyone. I can help anyone from 20 years of age to 70, because that, you know, yeah, that goes because I've kept myself in fantastic shape, and so I can cross the barriers from, you know, training. We're working with 4 23-year-olds and a 30-year-old. So, you know, I'm say 54 at the moment, and I'm chatting away with them, you know, about training, about working out, about diet. You know, I'm old enough to be their dad, but the interest and the passion is there. So I could take any guy in their 20s and say, do this, this, and this. This is what I wish someone had told me, because this doesn't work, this doesn't work. So yeah, any age group I could possibly. And then of course, there's, as you get older as well, different things happen. You lose a bit of testosterone, strength, so you start to train smart. Yeah. You use your head to train smart. And yeah, as I say, if it's a passion, like it is for me, as I said before, you carry on finding out, reading, and put everything you can about you know, personal training and health and fitness.
Perfect. And Andy, just one more thing before I let you go. If you could give any advice to any new or struggling personal trainer, what would it be?
It would be, I think, as I say, I started off with the website, and you know, don't ignore Google, you know, because it took me a while to realise that at the end of the day, in your local area, to start off with, people Google personal trainer. It's there. It's what they do. It's a place where people go. Don't get too caught up in social media, and you're going to get this from social media. You're going to get a lot of followers, but 2/3 of them, even, I don't know, maybe 80% of them, they're just going to follow you. They're not going to use you. They're not going to give you business. If you start off in your local area, try and get yourself moving up the rankings, some good information behind you on Google, and if you're genuine, it will come across on your website. And I've asked my clients, you know, why did you pick me? You know, why? Because of what they saw and what they read. Yeah, and that's served me well.
Andy, fantastic. I really appreciate your time today. Thank you very much. And what I'm going to
No
do,
problem.
below this as well, I'll put all your details, you know, so people can go and check out your website, go and check out Instagram as well, and see what you're posting. But I appreciate today. Thank you very much. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.